When you're choosing a screwdriver, you want to make sure that the screwdriver actually fits tight into whichever screw you pick. This one you can see it spins, does not go in, it's too big. If I go to this one here, that fits not bad. You find it's loose in there, it may not be the right size. That one fits perfect. So that's in between the first two that I showed you. And obviously if you go to a small one like this, it is definitely not going to work for you. Always make sure that it fits snug. Otherwise it's going to slip or it's going to strip the screw out and you're going to have a hard time getting the screw in or out. Here I have a screw that sits a common screwdriver. Where we're going to use this, like I say, this is the one's most likely to slip. If I put it into a board like this, you can notice it's kind of wobbly, and it can easily drop down. If it drops down, if I had my hand sort of like this, and I was in close to it, and I had it down tight, and it was a long enough screw, if I slipped, I'd probably impale myself with the screwdriver. So you always want to stay up above it when you twist it in. What you do on this thing is you may want to pre-drill yourself out. What you can do is you can give yourself a punch mark with a center punch. Just give it a tap with a hammer. That'll get you started. Like I say, with a common screwdriver, you want to stay above it, and you can see it's easy to slip out of your hands. I think they're more of a pain in the neck than they're worth, but that's just my opinion. If I stay up behind it, if it does slip, this one I would pre-drill a hole first, because you can see the difficulty it is in getting it in there. But remember, always keep on top of the screwdriver in case it slips. Here I have a Phillips head. I'm going to see if this works any better. If I jam it in like that, and I work it through, it'll go right down in. I can back it out. I could do the same thing. I could do a punch mark, which would make it easier, or I could pre-drill a hole. Both of those will make it easier. This one here, I have a little small Robertson. So what I'm going to do is if I try and I poke it in, it's going to be a bit wobbly. It might go in soft pine. I already have a pre-drilled hole here. If I go in and it's pre-drilled, it's going to go in quite easily. And if I do slip, which you're less likely to slip on this, it holds in there pretty good. Like I say, it's the least likely one to slip. Just make sure you use the right size screwdriver. If you want to use a center punch and you want to line yourself up perfectly with a hole, what you do is you're just going to cheat from the center, just come out a little tiny bit and raise it up on a 45. Have a little tap with the hammer, and you'll pretty much get it right on the money. If you notice you're off, this soft pine goes in too easy. If I'm off, I can just do this, and I can recorrect it. Just go a little bit deeper on it, and then I can do whatever hole I want. Now I can pre-drill with a drill, or I can drive the screw in exactly where it is.